It is open, my friends, while toils have yet to begin. Laughter we had in gales and floods, but if not, at least there will be blood. The sorrow and loss may abound. We'll do our best to hold this hallowed ground.
Hello everyone, welcome back. We last left off with a large dinging sound for everyone to view the viewing screen, and with everyone walking out to see it. Before that, though, we're going to move over to Altian. Through your blind wrath and fury, there was a moment where individuals came in, swapped out your bag to bring you to a state of unconsciousness. You wake up again in a new position. Still lined with this strange membrane, you find only your head exposed and the rest of your body trapped in some kind of device. Ego standing there below you at this point as you have been raised up a bit.
Hello, old friend. You're awake again. We're nearly ready for what I need you for. It's going to be spectacular. But first, I wanted to show you something. And they're about ready to show it. Are you going to stay quiet? Or are you going to actually say something to me?
Before it's done, I'll say something.
Oh. Well, I'm listening.
No. Everyone needs to hear it.
So then something for later. Something for me to look forward to. This will be good then.
Dinging sounds, you can hear it, and this weird device in front of you lights up.
Ah! It is time for the viewing screen to work. Do you like it? It was apparently a fun creation. The person I work with brought in from a different cycle. Not a yearly cycle, no. Not your iridine cycles, but the real ones. You know what those are by now, yes?
You will all see on this viewing screen a tall, elven man dressed in an elegant suit, standing on a platform with a person behind them wearing, well, a familiar uniform. They have a hood over their head, blocking off the side of their face. As the person begins to speak. My fellow Grantinans, my fellow countrymen, for cycles now we have been plagued by a force, a disease, festering within our nation. One that has sought to undermine our very way of life. This solar, we bring that to an end.
The hood is removed from the figure, showing the mask of Altian. Immediately, those of you who are viewing it, you will see that and know that it is not actually Altian. The shade of green is incorrect.
Altian the Insurrectionist. Last night, a squad of noble gentlemen, soldiers of Grantina, underwent a daring operation to capture this man, many of which lost their lives to him. They were killed by his evil and those who seek to serve him. No more will this city be tormented by him. On this solar, we mark an end to his tyranny. On this solar, we will bring peace to our country.
For the rest of you, you will all hear an uproar of the people also viewing this, and it sounds like a cry of approval.
The other nations seek to push us down. They seek to oppress us, to take our values and our way of life from us. They desire to plague us with their corruption and their violence. I can't read my own handwriting. You need only look outside to see proof. Their armies, funded by the other nations, blockading our very city, taking the supplies meant to feed you. The disease, the starvation, the death of thousands is because of them. They are bleeding us dry of our values and our very existence. No more.
A series of shots fire off and hit the man bound who looks like Altian. The form slumps and the head drops.
An emergency meeting has been formed for the Senate. The senators that you voted for, that you brought in to guide us into a better world, are meeting to make an alliance with those who are also oppressed by those who do not seek to allow values other than theirs stand within Iridai. With their aid, we will rise and defeat this oppression. We will push back against their armies, and we will take our homeland away from them, bringing it to our hands again. We will do this for you, for your homes, for your country, for Nathriel.
The vid cuts off, and all of you hear cheers of approval. Altian Ego looks at you with a smile. Did you like that? Of course, you know it's a lie, as you are still here alive. Only parts of it, though. They're not wrong. This country has been oppressed. It has been pushed back. Sure, yes, there's corruption in here as well, but don't you think it would be better for it all to finally end? The vicious cycles in and out, over and over and over again. Reliving these lives, you not remembering them, us remembering them. It needs to come to an end. And your way will not work, Aldian. There will still be the chance of things being reset. There will still be the chance of returning back to the beginning. It needs to stop. All of it needs to stop. And with my benefactor's aid, it will. He has that means. He's been here for such a long time. He's been working towards this goal for millennia. Before I do to you what I'm planning on doing, I did want to give you one final chance. We're working towards the same thing, Ortian. An end to the cycles. We've worked together in the past before. We've bonded together. Join me. Help me again. And we will finally bring a true end to all of it. What do you say?
Sorry, but that was your plan. All of this. I'm gonna thank you for something, because I needed to be reminded of why I do what I do. This city, these people. Blood will fill the streets and the gutters of this place, and they will scream up to me for help. And I will whisper no as they drown. I started this for one reason, and one reason only. Vengeance. So thank you for reminding me of that. Kill me now, or I will kill you before this is done. And then I will burn this city to the ground. And if the cycles start again, good. Because then I might be able to kill you another time. Continue, but keep your mouth shut while you do it, because you're very annoying. Ego is the worst.
Disappointing to hear. But unfortunately, what I am about to do you will deny you another cycle. Your soul will be ripped to shreds and repurposed for something far greater. Say your piece, Oldian. This is the last life you will ever have.
I gotta find it real quick because I forgot where it is on my pages here. I've got it. No worries, guys. Give me a second here. Oh, yeah, here we go.
Did you write out a death speech?
I sure did.
No, I was
I
talking
think
to
he did too.
Ethan.
Kello, Kaipo, Ode, Altin.
What's that mean?
Old Grantinan for I will have my vengeance.
As he's turning, he stops.
I look forward to seeing you. Soon. My benefactor will be here soon. Once he sees that our device works, we will rise an army against this country and this entire continent. And when we're done with Iridai, the rest of the world waits. And you get to be the first. For the rest of you, after seeing that, what do you do?
Knowing the colors were off, Shadows yawns very loudly. Burns looks at everyone else and says, "I need to sleep. Good night." And then goes to go find somewhere to sleep.
Same thing.
Same.
Duncan sighs. We need to find where Ultian is. I have work to do. Meet you in a few hours, BT. Back here. I'm sure you can find him easily enough with your plan. Don't do anything irrational. I know you think you're strong and powerful. But Tahiri is stronger than you still. And ego
at
is
the moment,
even
I agree. At the moment, I agree. In this form, I am not my powerful. I go primordial and I start porting around the city and seeing where I can't see.
Okay. And while everyone else marks off a long rest, Ultian, you can mark off a long rest too, because effectively you are resting. Keep in mind, at this point though, Ultian, seeing as your spell slots and everything are equipment, they are still going to be marked off. Your equipment has been removed from you. Just your suit that you can still wear.
Good thing my bare hands are actually my deadliest weapon. So,
Yeah.
come on.
That's why I love monks.
It's great.
I'm not a monk at all. I am
Well,
a rogue with unarmed fighting,
good enough.
which gives me a
It's
plus
good enough.
14 to
Yes.
hit with my fists.
Close enough. Close enough. BT,
So the other monk.
the other kind of
Yeah,
monk, yeah. Make a investigation roll with advantage, because your plan is effective. You do have a floor, and you can essentially locate where this is going to be with relative difficulty ease. Oh,
Boy,
boy.
these are not good rolls. It's gonna take some time.
It's going to take some time. Yeah.
It's a plus 0, so 9.
9. Okay. Porting around, there are a few times where you get into a spot and then have to leave almost immediately, having ported into the center of a battalion of soldiers. But there are a few things that you will learn. There are locations that are heavily, heavily guarded with what look to be inoperating, not working, humanoid metallic figures. They're large, roughly about 8 feet tall, bulky, equipped with various kinds of weaponry, lined up and ready to go into a certain location. And through the depth of your investigation, that location is somewhere you cannot see.
That's what I was looking for. A place I can't see. Was there any living metal in any of these things?
Not the kind that's good for you. But yes, a very small, like a
nickel-sized shape of living metal in the core of all these things. Every single one.
We gotta put an end to this type of living metal. That's gonna become my new goal. There needs to be only one. Me. Anyway, keep investigating until either the time's up or I know for certain that that's the place I cannot see and there are no others.
After a few hours, what would be the long rest for everyone else, you do locate that inside a specific room that you cannot see, there is a heavier guard on the outside. And what keys you into this is at a certain point when you're in a spot where no one can locate you in a minor moment of observation, you do see Tahiri walk around and enter into that location.
Okay. Make sure I get a good layout of not just that room and that location, but of all these other types of guards and everything that are focused on that room, and these machines that are focused on that room to come to that room, or wherever these machines were focused. Were all these living metal golems focused on that room, or were they focused somewhere else?
There are various locations that they're focused into, but this room is the most focused.
The other locations that they're focused in on, are they support structures for the city?
They're all on the second level. If you're planning on trying to do any kind of collapsing, it would be detrimental to the city.
That's what I was wondering, if they're a fail-safe, self-destruct kind of ish. Bring the city down.
Bringing the city down would cost millions of lives.
Yeah. Well, if they mean they're gonna have a worm come up and eat the city, it's the same thing. They're gonna, I mean, not I'm planning on doing this, it's what they're planning on doing.
It's a thought.
I don't want to. Yeah. I just want to get a whole layout of everything that's going on that I can see. And then I will spend some time in the primordial, recharge, and then meet Duncan.
Cool.
Exchange information.
And to clarify as well, just real quick, as you keep saying in the primordial, you are not a primordial.
No,
You are
I'm
bonded
not
to a primordial. You have certain gifts from the primordial. But
I also know how to go there. I've
That-
been there.
you can't go. There is no going to the primordial.
What was the place we went to?
That wasn't the primordial. What place are you
Okay.
referring to again? Because there is no place that's going to the primordial.
The nothing sandbox place.
Oh yeah, that's
Where we were training to be the primordial, or connect with our primordials. I thought that was
no.
the primordials plane.
No, primordials don't have a plane. Their plane is Nathriel.
Okay. So why is that plane better for connecting with primordials?
I'm still a little confused as to what plane you're talking about, because you never actually went to a plane to train with primordials.
Am I remembering something wrong?
I
You
think we were
might
all
be.
unconscious and we dreamt that we were in like a spacey void place, and Teffy tried to generate an apple and it was just a whole thing. I think
You're talking
Snorspook
about
was able-
Dreamscape?
I don't know, I just work here.
That's why I thought it was a plane.
There's a
That wasn't a plane. That was a dreamscape, or
there could
BT
have been
was
a
there.
dreamscape, which is why I'm a little confused here. There's the general's demi-plane,
No,
but
no,
that's his
not the
own
general's demi plane.
creation.
There was some place that we went to train.
I'm gonna
Like,
have to look into my records. I don't remember this. Because I'm fairly sure it was just here in Athriel that you were all at, doing some training, and no actual demi-plane.
Yeah, it was some kind of. It may have been a dreams. It felt like a dreamscape situation, where like the purpose of being wherever that was to link up with our primordial and figure out, okay, how do we do this? It was like right after the first like links had started happening.
yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know that we ever knew what it was, besides that it was something other.
Yeah. I always assumed it was a plane.
No, it would have
But
been a subconscious realm of some kind. Your bodies wouldn't actually have been pulled anywhere. The only place you would be pulled would be into the general's demi-plane, which only he controls. You're muted, Teffy. No, not Teffy.
When isn't she?
Tange.
That's true. That's true. But also shut up. So I
No.
think physically we were on that airship when we all just kind of passed out and went unconscious. But then we were conscious, just without physical bodies, in this spacey void place. I'm trying to find it in my notes, but I remember it.
Right. So it would have been an unconscious thing and being pulled there. And BT would have been pulled there because they are a sentient being. So as you can't dream, you can still get pulled to quote-unquote dreamscapes like that. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been able to be pulled to it.
okay, well, that causes some correction. Sorry. I always assumed that was a primordial's plane. Okay, so that doesn't exist. So,
Yeah, the only way to
correction.
really be in what would be as close to their plane would be if you were dead.
Well, I am dead and alive.
You're not
Anyway.
dead. You are very alive.
But I am also outside.
Outside, the resetting of the cycles does not mean you're dead. It means you're alive.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. But then I will just commune with destruction and creation.
Or creation. Or destruction. We've been saying that wrong this whole time.
I've been bound with destruction, but I also know creation.
Creation's not freed yet. At this time.
Not freed yet, no.
Yeah, you still got a few solas before creation gets freed. Communing with destruction.
But
Shame.
as far as the group goes, I am the one who is most in connection with the primordials.
Currently, aside from Dunkon.
Currently. Aside from Dunkon and aside soon to be Altian, who's going to just become a primordial. But anyway.
Here now we'll have conversations on what that can look like. But coming back, with everyone rested, healing from their wounds, feeling at better strength than everything else, meeting inside the lair.
Okay, then question.
Hmm?
Since I had this all wrong, mechanically wise, game mechanics wise, can I, when I am communing with destruction, recharge my spell energy?
No. You're already overpowered. I can't give you more power.
Okay. Okay then.
Sorry, that might have been a little bit too quick of an answer.
No,
not
no,
trying to not
that's-
trying to be
that's-
mean. You are
no,
effectively 5 levels higher than everyone else. Like
with the way I can teleport, I agree.
yeah.
I know
And
way more
also-
about teleporting than anybody else.
And also, I'm almost positive if it goes the way that I want it, well, not that I want it to go, but it might go, I'm not going to play this character again in like some battle, something like that. I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
I know.
I've already introduced another one, folks. So.
Francis?
No,
He's
from
probably going to be dead at the end of this.
Tanges.
But
tangent.
From Tanges.
that's a side point that we will table for later conversations. The rest of you meeting up, what Duncan is able to produce is that the demonstration that was scheduled for the next solar has been moved forward to this solar at the end of its day. He will also produce that the emergency meeting and the voting was a yes. Everyone voted for the alliance with the Savath Dominion. Another nation that has been greatly oppressed by a religious faction of the Vasuth Republic. People who are being also beaten down for their beliefs, quote unquote. With BT's information and the location, the entrance of it is heavily guarded. However, Pestilence, and this is where we'll start the RP side of it, will just raise his finger and say, "Do not worry about the guards on the outside. Give me a moment, and I will take care of them. I will stand out there and even handle the rest. This will give you the chance to enter and deal with Ego and Takiri and possibly Truth. This piece of skin is a skin of truth. The likelihood is they have lined rooms with it, which means Truth will not be in his best state. But do not undermine or underestimate him. He will still be a vicious adversary. And they will still have a sense of prediction. It will not be an easy fight, or an easy rescue, but we will do what we can. The rest will be up to you."
Shadows looks over at Duncan, waiting for his input.
Whatever this is, they're going to be ready for us. We'll need to get in hard and fast. Tahiri's a brutal fighter. Fast and what he can do, he can... I don't know, it just feels like we're gonna want to hit him from far. Do we know anything about Ego? I know he was a general. He's a writer. So he's probably quite dexterous.
And he
All I
commands
know is he's a ponce and a Burke.
No arguing there.
And he commands a worm that's sitting under the city that's ready to eat it.
I feel like that's going to be a failsafe if everything goes wrong. There's too much infrastructure here that they'll want to use. I don't see any logical sense in destroying the city just for the whim of it.
Then also, why does he have all these machines? Golems, whatever you want to call them,
So they were
around
inactive.
us at the moment. But the way that they were stationed and laid out, which I showed them all, seems like they're also ready to collapse the city.
Looks like an assembly line.
Yeah.
Like products been lined up for something.
Well, let's just hope those don't become active. Camera shy.
Oh, and look at the potato wedge. How big he is. I think our
Who are you guys
priority
talking
should
to
be
me?
talking to your dog.
No.
It got real quiet, and I was like, "Oh, hold on, wait a minute, huh?"
How much time do we need to prep?
It depends on what supplies we want to bring with us. I think our first goal should be to get Ultian out of whatever he's probably constrained in. Minnie, have you got your restoration set?
Locked and loaded, innit?
You got the materials for that? You know that takes spell components.
We'd discussed that unless it explicitly states a spell does not consume the components.
Yep. So does
Okay.
it specifically state that it consumes any components?
No, it does not. I made sure that I had a component pouch with all my gizmos in it.
Perfect.
So I will rattle my bag of gizmos. And by gizmos, I do mean spell components.
Giblets,
Gizmos.
marbles.
I haven't had any of them in a long time, innit?
Mhm.
It's gizmos.
Yeah, she's been missing her marbles for a while. Great. Then you're on Ultian duty. Oh, it pains me as an Englishman to say that word that way.
What,
Duty.
duty?
Duty. Yeah, duty. It's
Duty.
duty. Duty, okay? Duty is what comes
You're
out of
not
your
even
rear
putting-
end.
You're not even putting the Y at the beginning of it. Duty. You're just
It's duty.
Say the
Duty.
word
It's duty.
mountain right now.
Mountain.
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 It's mountain.
Yeah, no, it's mountain. If you're from Colorado, it's mountain.
I'm
Well, then
There's
I'm
no
not from
P in that.
Colorado, I guess.
Sorry,
So,
sorry. Well, of course you guys aren't, but I mean, one of you has lived here long enough. Mountain.
true.
mountain.
Mountain.
Anyway,
Back to the game.
back to the game.
Potato.
I don't think we can get inside with any teleportation stuff, but hey, good use of the duck. But we can I can get you close, Minnie. And I could possibly get the constraints removed. Shadows. Korg. You think you two can handle Tahiri?
Is it just Tahiri?
Probably won't be.
Well, if you can get him by himself. Yes, I do.
Yes, I believe
even though he is very dangerous close combatant, I believe the two of us could deal with him solely. But if he has agents striking at us from the distances like is usual, it would be very difficult.
Yes.
Might as well poke his head out from behind Duncan. Ego most likely won't have anyone inside. He'll want this to be a unique fight. He won't want to soil his fun with the disruption of further fodder. He's overconfident. And as wrath and pestilence have stayed in my sight this whole time, he won't know they're here yet. Nor will they know that the scene's been scouted by BT. They'll only know when our approach will happen, not how it will happen. And with the intent of us going in, my fire alarm is going out, sorry everyone. With the intent of us being there. Can't hold myself together for this. Oh, it's a bad time, fire alarm. Actually, fairly good time, we're near the end. Beep. Beep. Then they will just have an idea. Their predictions will be limited.
Then it sounds like Tahiri will be alone.
Not quite alone. Ego's probably gonna be in there too. But if you can isolate Tahiri and take care of him, then... BT, do you mind distracting Ego until Ultian's freed?
Sure.
Unless everyone else has a better plan.
I just want to clarify something real quickly. What do you mean by Ultian duty? Just free him or something else?
My poops.
Stop.
That beep was for you, Ethan.
I
Just
didn't say a curse word. I just said poops.
just free him. Get him loose. I think that once he's loose, he'll be doing the taking care of Ego after that.
It's alright.
How much time can you give me before we do this attack? I wasted a lot of energy doing the scouting. That's all.
The demonstration's gonna be in a few hours. We'll want to be there either when it's starting or before. You will most have 4 hours.
Okay.
I can get us to the proximity. Can't get us inside. Pestilence, you confident you can handle? Oh, yes. They'll wiggle and writhe at my touch. Well then. I guess for one last hurrah. Make any final preparations you need. Many supplies you need to take from here, do. It's gonna be no holds barred. We either make it out of this, or we die trying.
Shadows gives a sort of salute. Starts getting prepared.
My brother in Christ, just get two AAA or two AA batteries. That's pretty much all you need.
I don't know those right now. Well, I do, but it's over there, and we're so close. So, any other last words from everyone else?
I feel like Cork didn't quite finish his shave earlier, so he's gonna go ahead and do that.
Minnie has no final words to be said in this episode.
I'm slowly draining as much energy out of my primordial as is physically possible.
Who is sitting in one of the corners, his flames draining and lowering. He's no longer smoldering. He almost looks like... Hey, Tanj, what's it called when magma cools?
An igneous rock?
He almost looks like a massive igneous rock with little cracks of magma underneath.
What kind of igneous rock?
As is for next episode, as we close off for this night, in the preparation of them storming the castle. You think they'll make it?
We made the worst possible of timelines. We accidentally stumbled upon the worst of timelines.
We'll see you all later. Bye.
Bye, guys.
May have closed for now. We hope you met a friend this go around. Tired and blurry you may be. We hope your minds are full from this revelry. Repeat